Good morning.
We are.
Oh, go ahead.
We're at the Manistee City Beach and looking at the beautiful lighthouse.
It's early in the morning, as you can see. Nobody's here yet, but we like to slowly wake up, grab some coffee. We bring our coffee pot with us, and so we just make our own. And
yeah, we keep it in the camper. We don't bring it to the beach, no. But yeah.
That'd be a little weird, wouldn't it?
That'd be a bad addiction. But you know, I have to say, I have a tendency to want to try to make the most of our weekend trips. So my tendency would be jump up and run. You know, get going. Okay, what's the 5-10 things we want to do today, and get started. But I really have come to appreciate how you like to wake up a little bit more slowly, spend a little bit of time in the campsite.
End of the day.
Yeah, you know, and kind of just, you know, get rid of the cobwebs. It's really has helped me to kind of lower my anxiety level during the day and just start the day out in a nice way. So I appreciate. I'm learning from you after 23 and 3/4 years of marriage.
Surprised you didn't break that down into months.
It would involve math, which no.
Well, you know, if you have a 6-month-old child,
I know.
That's how you express their age.
Right, but after 23 and however many months.
23 times 12. Carry the one.
I'll leave that to the engineer in the family. I'm the reader and the writer. I'm not a...
It's too early.
Yeah. But anyway, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice way to wake up.
Yep, absolutely.
Have you ever thought of warships being on the Great Lakes?
No.
It says that in 1818 there was a treaty between the U.S. and Canada so that they could each have one warship with limited military armaments on the Great Lakes to protect their territory.
So that must have been, that was post the War of 1812.
Yeah.
So that was part of the treaty, is that?
That's what it says, yeah, 1818 treaty. It's strange because I don't really think about the War of 1812 very much, but that was a big deal around here because Michigan was still a territory and it wasn't a state.
A bit contested.
Yeah, yeah. This is a ship from 1867. Trapped in ice. Gotta love Upper Michigan. Ships trapped in ice. Shipwrecks. Crazy wind, weather, waves. Great Lakes, great
lights.
Well, lighthouses, yeah. That's why Michigan has more lighthouses than any other state.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of shoreline to protect.
I think it's got more shoreline than any other state.
We can verify that, but I'm sure between the Lower Peninsula and the Upper Peninsula, it's big.
That's a lot.
Remember how we said Manistee is one of the oldest cities in northern Michigan? Here are some of the oldest houses. This looks like 1872 is the oldest. The city's actually been around longer than that, but we were reading that there was a big fire that came through and burned a lot of it up. So.
Same time as the big Chicago fire, right?
Yeah, actually, I think it said it was the same day, but it didn't get as much attention, obviously, because Chicago's a big city.
Right.
But it said it burned up most of Manistee and most of Holland.
Yeah.
Which
it then blew across the state and left, like, didn't it go all the way across?
Yeah, I think it said millions of acres.
Yeah.
Burned up, which I've never heard about.
No, me neither. But anyway, there's a self-guided driving tour you can go through and see all these old houses.
Yeah, I love old houses.
Yeah.
on the hunt for some historic houses in Manistee.
Yeah, trying to interpret the map on that sign back there.
I was just gonna say there's a big hill that's all grass that you can't drive up. So instead of climbing that grassy hill on foot, we decided we're gonna try to drive around and see if we can find some roads that take us back to where we want to be. So let's see what we can find.
What you doing?
Having a picnic lunch.
Awesome.
Remember the last time we had a picnic lunch? Or a picnic? It was actually inside my house when we were dating. And
That I remember, yeah.
when you told me that you loved me for the first time.
That was the last time we had a picnic lunch?
I think so. Well, on the ground, not
Okay.
at a picnic table.
Gotcha. Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
I said it first this time. We're in Manistee National Forest checking out Nordhouse Dunes, which is a popular place for people to come. It's near Manistee. There are a lot of long backpacking trails in
Right.
the forest. And there's dispersed camping. It's beautiful. Still some sunlight peeking through the trees, and we just had a picnic lunch in part of this, and it's really nice.
That's beautiful. Yeah, it's apparently a very popular spot too for backpackers.
Yeah.
And we're not really geared up for anything like that, but
No, didn't you say the shortest trail is 6 miles?
so yeah, I only saw 2 trails on all trails, and I didn't look very deep, and maybe there's more, but the shortest one was almost 6 miles.
And then there was one that was 14 miles.
Yeah.
So yeah, most of the people that we saw in the parking lot had backpacks.
Oh yeah, big overnight backpacks.
Yeah.
They were packing everything in. So
Not day hikers.
no, for sure.
So, but it's beautiful. It's an area we definitely want to check out more at some point.
Maybe someday we'll check out one of those dispersed camping sites and see how we do without power.
Give our battery a test.
Yeah. Our one single little battery.
Usually get over there to take sunset pictures before this, but we have such a beautiful spot to watch it from our campsite that we didn't have to race right over.
No, and I'm kind of more interested in what happens after the sun goes below the horizon.
Yeah. Last night it turned bright red for like an hour and a half, so we'll see what happens tonight. I think I got a good picture of you.
Oh, well, that's kind of an impossible task, isn't it?
It was really cool with the sunset behind you and you standing by your camera, so we'll see if it turns out.
Cool. Well, it looks really cool on here.
Yeah.
And it's not a picture, that's live.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping it gets dark enough that I can do a longer exposure, but there's still enough color that it does something cool.
Right. Well, I'm seeing pink on the horizon, so hopefully.
Yeah.
No, last night it was just a tiny bit of orange. And
Right.
then it just kind of took off and turned red.
longer Michelle and I are together, the more we realize how much we complement each other's differences. Where she tends to dive in without looking, I tend to ponder things to the point of paralysis. Where I tend to forget things, she tends to remember and reminisce. Learning about history is important, including remembering our own. It's good to look back and remember our past to see how far we've come. Complementing each other's differences is a large part of completing each other. Rather than letting these differences divide us, it's best to embrace them. After all, appreciating our different strengths and weaknesses makes us more effective as a team. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video as we close out our trip to Manistee by trying to capture Lake Michigan's beauty and enter an enchanted forest. Thanks for watching, and until next time, go out and live your best life, one adventure at a time.